Okay, here we go. What on earth? Welcome, Andreas. Welcome back to the stream today. Setting stuff up. Give me 1 second. A little late, a little behind. That's all right. Let me drop this on the thing. Bam, bam, bam. Okay. Open up my references. Get my art stuff going. SciArt, welcome. I'm trying to get all of this working. Here we go. Okay. Drawing a half elf today. That's gonna be fun. Haven't done that in a while. Wyatt, welcome to the stream. Glad you guys are all back today. Glad everybody's back today. Joseph, welcome back. All right. So I have a few things I have to take into account for this character. Tall and lanky, which we can do. Whoop, whoop, doop, boop, boop. It's a bard, so I'm going to give him a little swagger. These are just going to be some of my preliminary sketches, so I'm going to be real loose with these. I've done it again. There's supposed to be 7 heads tall. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and a half. So my stuff is crazy long. Well, Joseph, I'm glad you made it today. It's gonna be a little different. Normally I'm taking questions and talking about stuff. Today I need to work on some commissions. I'm getting behind on my art. So today I'm gonna hang out with you guys. It might go a little long today because I just want to work on this. Make this lanky bard. And if you guys have questions, if you folk have questions, feel free to ask. Feel free to hang out. Feel free to join the Discord. Let me know if my volume is weird. Still working on all of my stuff, so this is still very much a work in progress podcast type scenario. So please feel free to talk and comment and question. Oh boy, this is getting away from me real fast. Real fast. Fancy lad. Oh no, John's gonna miss the. Okay, I am talking in the Discord as well as in the live chat, so if you are in either place, that is fine. So this is going to be a little bit more of how my process works. You guys, I keep saying that. Everybody gets to see kind of what I do in fast motion when I make the videos, the YouTube videos. This is really this is going to be more real-time, me just fiddling around. There's a few things I need to do for this character that I need to keep in mind. How many figures do you give your fingers? Well, it's not the Dragon Prince, so I'm probably going to give them 4 fingers with a thumb. So 10 digits altogether, 8 fingers. Should I do something different? Well, I've never thought about elves having different numbers of fingers. But I need to show off. A hand tattoo. So that's something I got to keep in mind. Let's just draw this so I remember. Ha. Hand tattoo. I need a cloak, so that's another thing. Woohoo! Got a rapier. Bards love using rapiers, you know. I've drawn a lot of bards with rapiers. That's interesting, now that I'm starting to put that together. And a lute. and a bag. Okay, that's my character sketch. That's it. Boom, made some money. Turning that in. I've been drawing all of this on the background layer. So if you've watched any of my videos, you know that means we're going to erase all of it. So, new layer. Starting over. Been looking to see if someone did this kind of art. Seen some of your other works as well. Very interested in it. Great. Well, actually, that's cool. I'm really glad you found us. I've been working my butt off for the last year or so trying to figure out a way to get my artwork out there. And Instagram does okay. It's not super great. I feel like there's different, like, DeviantArt and ArtStation and Instagram and YouTube all kind of have these little niches of specific types of art. So it's starting to pick up steam on YouTube, which makes me really happy. And I like doing this kind of stuff. Kind of showing the process more so than the actual image. So I need to think about how I want to do this. I think I'm going to go for a little bit more of a kind of a get a little swagger going here. Except I might have to switch sides for this. Because the hand placement, or hand chiralness, the right and left hands are important to be separated. So that arm is too long. I done made that arm too long. That's okay. We can fix it. I do have a lanky half-elf, though, is my brief today. Should be a lot of fun. I need to show off both hands. This is gonna be fun. I personally do 8. It makes it feel more believable that humans dislike them. Do we partially dislike things because of finger number? That's interesting. It's an interesting distinction. I mean, I thought the pointy ears would be enough to, spawn the distrust. I'm also gonna have to play with pointy ears. Like, how much pointy ear do I give? That sounded weird. Howdy. I'm not super happy with that, but I feel like that's a pretty good bar to pose. Hey, how's it going? You want to hear some sweet music? We'll play with this. I'm not dead set on this image yet. But it's also not terrible. I think this is giving me some good stuff to work with. Things I need to look at are, where's my center line? Because if I'm putting feet here and here, center of gravity's right there. That's not bad. That's believable. I need to switch around my scheme here so I can see the chat. Let's move that there, put that there. I'm getting old. My eyes are old eyes. Use some of that sweet YouTube money to buy a new cable so I could move my monitor around the room. That's how I'm spending my big bucks. YouTube doesn't pay very much. That's where that joke was going. Anyways. Okay, gonna check this out. Yeah, I'm not dead set on this. So, but I am getting the ideas that I need down. So I'm gonna have to eventually do a cloak. So we're going to have a nice cloak, and this is it is a full-length cloak, so that's something we can play with. I'm going to have to do a hood, which once again is, that's going to define the character a little bit more. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I kind of like the long hoods. Maybe I'll do that. I want to show off one of his hands, but I don't know how to do that exactly. Any thoughts? Maybe... Waving feels weird to me. I don't like that, so we're gonna move on. Move on from that idea. I do like this kind of jaunty pose, though, so I'll probably stick with that. was like taking a whiz. That's not what I want. That's not the kind of art we're doing today. So let's start with our kind of cloak shape. Because it depends on how much of the face I want to show off and how much of the cloak I want to be going around the face. Because, I mean, we could just, you know, block off the face altogether. Which I doubt that's what my... Oh, Valley of Plenty. Welcome, Ember. You did make it on time. Do elves in the Witcher series have 4 fingers? Is that a thing? Oh man, I just started reading the books. And I'm pretty happy with them. So we'll see how that goes. I also got to figure out what I'm going to do for the ears, because I feel like if I want to show off this half elf, ears are kind of important. Otherwise, it's just a skinny dude. And that should be like way over here. I don't know what the hell that was. But I also want the cloak. Maybe the cloak is just like billowed up. We can try that. Maybe it's like a big billowy cloak. That might not be too bad. Yes. It's a little more believable. People would for your weird hands than tiny pointy ears, unless you do giant World of Warcraft ears. Giant World of Warcraft ears are usually my go-to. I do enjoy them. The giant night elf ears, kind of like this. Just let them like. They also have the giant eyebrows on the sun elves. That's weird. I don't understand that. I like this idea though, kind of keeping the hood down, but maybe using it as kind of like cover. So we'll do something, I think we'll start with something like this. Bards are also really weird to draw because you can play a bard really any way you want. You can make them look really wizardly, and like well read. You can make them very suave or very utilitarian. You know, are they famous for adventuring, or are they famous for following adventurers? In the Witcher, elves have 5 fingers. Okay, cool. That is a great series. Not sponsored by Audible, but hey, they got all the books for cheap. I hear trying to buy the books in the paper form is actually getting kind of difficult after the show. That was a few months ago, though, so... Yep, that's too rigid. I don't like that at all. Yeah, shoot, I don't know how I'm going to show off this hand without just being weird about it. Well, this is a... Smaller, please. Smaller, please. There we go. Leather armor, so that's going to be cool. Leather armor's fun to draw. And it is long leather armor, so we're going to go something like this. We'll have to find some places for placement on that. Ha 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 ha. That is a super billowy cloak, like kind of Doctor Strange style. I like that. We're gonna go like that. A little bit of the pointy ear. Whoop, whoop, a little bit of the pointy ear. I'm not sure how the hair is either. Let's see if I have something in the brief about the hair. Doesn't look like it. All right. Master of none, exactly, the bard. Jack of all trades. Super good. This is going Doctor Strange very quickly. So let's figure out how we can stay away from that or really embrace it. So I know we can do some fun stuff with Leather pants. He's got leather pants. So we can really get a little creative there. Haha! Okay, and we get the loot. Get the loot going back here. Doo-doo. We got a bag. Gonna have to do like a big satchel, so that'll be fun. Gonna have a rapier. Maybe the rapier could be. Maybe you should have them like be wielding the rapier, and then that could show off the tattoo on the hand. That could be interesting. Try that. Just have something over here. Whoops. Whoops, 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 whoops. Something like that. And really, like... That could be interesting. I kind of like that. Let me look again here. Purple leather with brown undershirt and dark purple leather pants. Welcome back, Bri. No bard with any respect for himself would say he's a master of none. Master of all. I am having fun with this giant, almost parka-esque cloak. I think that's really cool. So maybe we'll really lean into that and start going from there. Ooh, leather armor is fun to draw because it's just like goes all over the place. You can do anything with it. That's really slick. I like that. So we're gonna cut this down. I think we're gonna go like this. Give it some really hard edges because I want this to be really tailored and I want it to be tight fitting. And then down here, have the shirt go like this, and the leather will actually cut across right like that. So the leather stops there. The belt will come across here. And then the leather, though, we're going to have the leather kind of spill out over this way, like that. So now it's this full apron. And I think that's a good way to do that. So leather itself is actually just being kind of crossed, and we can have another plate here, and that will just come up onto the belt. Phone call. Okay. Ooh, people in the Discord. Let's see what's going on. All right. Whew. Shake it out. Shake it out. Here we go. Here we go. Something else I was wondering about with bards is I see a lot of them using the lute, which I think is like the classical the classical barred instrument. And I always want to kind of go crazy when I draw the lute, because I mean, like, a lute is very much just... Oop, see, now my brain already stopped. There we go. It's like this. It's just a... Hey, you got a lute. What can you do with a lute? Like, there's a lot of cool stuff you could do to, like, really make them sweet. Like, make them like a electric guitar. Is that okay? Is that viable? Like, as a DM, I'd allow it, but... David, what is David saying here? I always have such a hard time with leather armor because I get caught up on the historical accuracy and practicality of design. I'm watching while finishing my job. My bard uses bagpipes. Bagpipes is a good choice, too. To David, I totally get you. Leather is weird because it's not quite a cloth. And it is, while more easy to manipulate than, say, metal, it still can have quite a bit of intricacy to it, and be quite complicated and complex in design. So we will have to figure out a good balance. I like to do a large, thick chest piece with leather, and then kind of let everything else be a little more flexible. A really nice, like, hard piece of boiled leather. So maybe even think about it. Another way to think about it is, like, what's the undergarment look like? Like, what's the most underneath layer of the leather, and then just build on top of it. That's kind of another way to go about it. Which I might do that here and add another piece, just so it's a little more built up. And then I'll put, like, some stitches going down into that. And then this, by the time it gets here, it is just kind of an apron. I might actually build this down to have some strapping here, too. And then instead of having the belt tuck into the shirt, we will just have it kind of loop into the armor itself. Is that too complicated? I think that's okay. I think we're doing all right with that. Make sure we get this back in here. A kazoo bard? That sounds pretty sweet. I had a bard member hum once. I thought humming was pretty funny, but I'm like, I don't know if everyone can hear you when you hum unless you're, like, really power humming. But that was funny. I also like bards that tell jokes. I think those are pretty good. Comedian bards. I'm still working on my knife juggler. I want to make a knife juggling bard. But every time I design it, I end up having to DM, so I haven't got to play it yet. One day. One day I'll be able to do that. Okay. So we're going to do that. Got some crazy shoulder pads going on here. I like that. I like where that's going. So the shirt, I want it to be kind of loose, but I don't want it to be like a big baggy shirt. So I'm probably gonna cuff it right here around the arm. So I want to show off this arm. So I'm gonna give it a cuff, and I'm gonna give it a little bit of bagginess to it right here. We can get rid of all these lines in here. I'm a big fan of iterative design, so like erasing and going is, I just like it more than doing layer after layer after layer. If you're trying to learn how to do art, it's not the easiest way. Doing multiple layers is definitely cleaner, but I like how it looks when I do it this way, so keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. This should actually get bigger as we come towards the bottom, so that should be overlapping there. That will come out here to the shoulder pad. Okay. We got some stuff going on. That's looking pretty grand. Pretty good. Pretty good. Spent all day yesterday drawing faces, and now I feel like I've forgotten all of it already. Don't know what I want to do with that eye yet. The eye, the ear. So I think half-elves should have pointy ears, but I don't think they should be especially big. I think they should be about human-sized. Human-sized eyes, ears. I love to draw leather. It's simple to draw, and you can give it whatever shape you want. That's a cool point. That's a cool point. I would say the same thing about metal. Metal armor. I love drawing metal armor because it's simple to draw, and you can give it whatever shape you want. Starting to understand why my DM doesn't like me. Why is that? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, because of the kazoo? Maybe. Bry says a bard with a hurdy-gurdy. Hurdy-gurdy would be pretty cool. I can't find a lot of hurdy-gurdy music. Like, there's a handful of people that play them on YouTube. Yeah, really uncommon instrument. Kind of interesting. Pipe organ on a horse. That's a pretty good one. I do like that. Okay, so we want this guy to be... When I draw elves, I like making their cheekbones kind of sloping. Just so their faces look a little more fey in nature, a little smoother, a little more feminine. I think that gives me a good elf comparison versus like humans or dwarves will have a lot more like chiseled features. This is just gonna be a little more smooth. Bard with the glass harp. That would be really fun too. Like, hold on, I gotta set this up. Somebody's spitting this glass. I need more water. Really make use of that conjure water spell. Okay, we're not too bad off here. This is good. It's a good start. We got a long way to go, but I think we're getting somewhere. Ooh, I like that. That looks cool. That was not an intentional thing, but we can definitely work on it here. Do a little top knot here. Something to play with. I think that ear might be a little too close with how much we are. What have I done? What have I done to this face? Something really weird about this shape. Eye is too close is one thing. Ear should be like that. Okay. Okay, so we can start back. Oops. Hello. My DM dropping my bagpipes, so I got a nat 20 to enhance a grand piano. Are people just being really obnoxious with their bards? Is that what's going on? There is something that I wanted to talk about with bards, and that's like the seduction factor that people always try to use. I'm a big believer that 20s, rolling a nat 20 doesn't mean you get to do whatever you want. It just means that you did whatever you're trying the best possibly way you could. So whenever someone's like, I want to seduce the dragon, it's like, well, what would actually happen if you tried to seduce a dragon? So you roll a 20, so it's the best possible outcome, but it's probably not the outcome you expected. And so I always have to make sure that I talk to my players about that before we play, because if they expect one thing and you do another, it makes them really upset. So if you're going to play a bard, talk to your DM about that first. Ooh, I don't know about this hair. I might have to email the client about this hair. I'm not really sure what to do about it. So I want to just give him like, you know, rando human haircut. Ha ha ha! So pretty. That doesn't feel very half elfish to me. I feel like you have to have a little bit of being a little obnoxious is part of being a bard. That might be the case. Maybe that's what's wrong with my bards. Vicious Mockery is really good. I'm not surprised at all that you have the highest kill count because of it. Team hates me due to having a natural 20 stealth check while playing bagpipes in a cave. That's we could argue about that. I think obnoxious bards was pretty much the only set rule in the description. Fair enough. Fair enough. I think a lot of people also use stealth more like how video games work. Like, oh, you rolled a nat 20, so you're just completely invisible. It's like, yeah, that's great. You rolled a 20, but it's still contested with whatever they roll. And depending on what you're doing, it changes that score. Like walking through anything. Just walking, lowers your stealth score. So, but a lot of people just play it if you're rolling at 20. Yeah, you win. Good job. You're invisible, which could be really funny and kind of fun. But it's up to you. It's up to the DM. Got to talk about that. Make those things discussable before you play. Okay, so we're gonna make this hood a little poofier. A little more poof. A little more floof. Here we go. I'm gonna have to change this hair. I hate whatever I just did right here. I'm gonna have to think about that. I have to think about that real hard. Give him like the anime hair here. Woo. That feels more half elfish to me. I don't know why. I don't know what the difference is there, but it feels better. What do we got going on here? We got a whole lot of scribbles. We'll just keep trucking along here. Something we are going to want to have here is... Wow, what have I done? That is not how hands work. There we go. That's better. Whoop. With that tattoo, or not the tattoo, but the scar. Draw the feet later. He approved my bard because he would approve my half-dragon dragonborn draconic sorcerer. So are you like 6/4 dragon? Is that how that works? Because that could be fun. I'm a dragon that's half dragon. You know what we could do with the leather? Since we're already doing this and we've got these weird shoulder pad things going already, we could just incorporate that into the armor. I think that'll look pretty slick. And we'll try to keep this kind of like drafty motif here. Keep the line work going with that. I think that looks pretty good. We can just add this shoulder pad over here. I like this. I'm not happy with this, how this apron's working. So let's get that adjusted. Want to make sure we keep that line. We could probably actually make this a lot slimmer. And then put the belt back. That actually might look pretty good. Do like me some belts. If anybody's in the Discord, you should find that meme that's like, not sure how to design a character, just add more belts, and just post that in there for me. Maybe I'll find it later. GP track more regret because that's pretty great. You know, we could do some additional plates here. That could be fun. Just let this be like soft leather, kind of split out. I'm not a big fan of this now. I don't know what I did there, but not exactly what I wanted. Do like this. I like layering some wraps, so we will do that. Cut down into here. That's just going to come around that way. Let that be a little bit poofy. Oh, what do we got? Welcome, Ace, to the Discord. I'm glad you found the link. Nice. Got a whole bunch of stuff going on here. Oh, Knolls are fun, but I primarily play Pathfinder, so don't know how much about Swords Master. Sorry, don't know much about the Sword Master. Knoll Sword Mastered Sword Mage. That's interesting. What is that? I don't know what that is either. Sword Master. Is that... Why am I drawing a blank there? I do want to play a Knoll. I need to make a Knoll video too. There's so many things. I'm so busy these days. It's good. It's good. And I appreciate that everyone is able to allow me to do this work. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for hanging out. Really does make all of this possible. I like where this guy's going. I like this. I like this smirk we got going on here. So we got a satchel we still have to add in, which I think will be over here. I think the rapier, I will have him with the rapier. He's supposed to have a bag, which will probably be... I don't know, would the bag be under the cloak or over the cloak? Like the strap. It's an interesting question. Whoops, too much. No, that's fine. We'll get rid of that. Sword Mage, who uses more sword play and melee than Sword Mage, who does more range. Okay. That's pretty cool. It's kind of like the Magus. I like the Magus in Pathfinder. They're a lot about casting magic into their sword, which I think is pretty cool. It's very similar to the Eldritch Knight, I think, but the Eldritch Knight is really more of a... almost more of a caster than a melee. You can definitely build it melee, but... more for enhancement magic, I guess. Mobility. That's the thing I love about D&D is there's just so much customization to it. You can really build anything you want any way you want. Except for Rangers. Basically uses 7 swords, 5 telepathically, and duel with the other 2. That's pretty cool. That's a really cool idea, Joseph. I like that. What class is this? Bard. We are making a bard today. We're making a fancy bard. I'm actually really digging this like spaceship design for the loot. But once again, if it's on his back, we don't get to see it, so maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe I only need to do the fancy, make the duck guitar. Just looks like a duck. Thank you, Photoshop. There we go. Drawn hands. We have some wraps. So this hand is wrapped up completely. Go all the way down to the hand. So so we'll just get that going. Just fine. Character sounds a lot like Amagus in the first campaign I ever DM'd. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, Amagus is really, it's one of those classes that I'm like, oh, that's awesome. I should play that, and I never play it. I always talk about it, and I always try to convince people to play it, and then I sit down to do something, and I just don't do it. They're pretty neat, though. I did play an Eldritch Knight, my last D&D campaign, so that was really fun. Tried to make a Dragoon, Final Fantasy Dragoon. It was pretty great. Took Jump, took True Strike, just tried to lance my way through everything. So is he broken? In a 1v1 though, he also has a companion spider who wears glasses and keeps notes for him. Does the spider like write in the book? Because that would be pretty cool. It's got little glasses and a quill. I'm gonna put the sword scabbard right here, and then we'll have that. I'll have to like protrude down this way. That's fine. Leather pants. Leather pants. We'll do this. Go here. I think the bag could probably be in his hand, actually. That would be kind of interesting. If he had his hand rested on the bag strap, and then we could just do this. I think that looks pretty good. We extend the thumb out a little bit. Have the bag come out this way. It's got like a big old satchel. Let's do some really, really quick cosmetic changes here. This is coming out a little too far. We're gonna have that draped down a little more. So we'll have that cut down. I guess we could bring it out. I'm going to be talking to myself a lot here, so if somebody in the chat needs to get a hold of me, ping me in Discord. Swords are often drawn from the opposite side. Oh, you're right. Dang it. Let me look at this real quick. Good catch. Scars on his left hand. I've done this backwards, so this is actually the correct. There we go. Oh, the bandages are on the same hand. Interesting. There's a lot of stuff going on here. A lot of stuff going on. So the wrap is actually supposed to be in the left hand as well. So the wrap, that's not how fingers do. It's not how fingers do. The weirdest character I've ever played has still got to be the golem made of potatoes. Andreas, my hat off to you. I've played some weird characters in my life. That one sounds pretty awesome. You should tell us how that went in the character build section of the Discord, because I would be interested in reading that, how you came up with that. Okay, we've got a bag. We've got a cape. It's kind of a cape. Got a weird loot. Got a hand that's going to be wrapped up. that. That looks good. We'll keep going on that in a little bit. And yeah, if I'm going to put the rapier in here, it should probably be... Wait, did I do that right? Is the rapier on the right side? Ba, 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 ba. Rapier on his right hip. Okay, so there should be a rapier like right here. Things are getting a little clustered. That's alright. We'll deal with that in a minute. I'm not sure I like this extra patch. I think actually the leather armor coming down like this might be enough. We might actually be able to blend it upward. Yeah. That looks good. So we'll extend that up like this. Okay, so we've got, yeah, I've got a few different things going on here. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. I do have an inconsistency here. So you'll see how this arm is right from here to here, here to here, here to here, here to here. So this arm is actually too short. A little too short, a little too small. So I'm going to grab this whole thing right here. And I'm going to make that a little bit bigger. A little bit bigger. Probably curve it a little bit inward. Kind of like that. That's not too bad. Ho-ho-ho! My first game character was played last night. Wyatt, awesome. What did you play? Smashing I Was a Monk. Nice. There you go. Hey, congrats, Wyatt. How'd it go? Someone else is doing it. Did the character have sour cream and bacon bits? Oh, for the potato column? That's a good question. That's a real good question. Sword mages use telepathy to levitate his imbued weapon. It's a homebrew class. That sounds a lot like... Yeah, there's a lot of really cool psychic stuff. That's actually a video I was thinking about making, but there's a lot to it, and I'm not sure it's going to be anytime soon. But the mesmerist, I think, is what I'm thinking of. I feel like that's not the right stance for a rapier. I guess it could be if you're holding it across, but the rapier should probably be the other way, which once again would not show off the hand. So maybe he's just flourishing. Maybe he's just flourishing that sweet, sweet cloak of his. Let's get the hand going, just like, why? How dare you? Ridiculous. Nobody thinks they have prettier hands than I. My hands are the fairest hands. That's not too bad. We can come back to that. I also don't know how I'm going to make that look like a scar. Right now it just looks like a, I don't know, fancy circle. Doth thou like to see my fancy circle? Sounds like a great duel. That would actually be really fun, doing like a dueling bard. Just runs around challenging everybody to duels. What say you, knave? We shall have a battle of wits. I'm gonna make the bag a little more curvy curve. That looks pretty good. And then the rapier, though, that means the rapier would be like right here. We could do that. That's not too bad. It's just a lot there is the problem. I've put a lot of movement and momentum into this area. I still hate this haircut. I hate it so much. I'm gonna have to contact the client and see what they want to do with the hair. We've come to your D&D night to seduce all your fancy NPCs. Some rapiers are very simple with cross guard, and D guard other have full basket hilts. Yeah, I think the basket hilt is kind of what people think of when they think of rapiers, but I'm a big fan of like the classical cross guard rapier. What is... Ugh. There's so much weird stuff going on with this because I did it so fast. I have to take some time and go back in here and fix all this up. Fix it all up. Fix it all up. I do a lot of lines like this, so just so I kind of can understand where things are. Like, this is not a correct eyebrow yet. It's not a good placement for an eyebrow. This still needs to go away. Definitely bring eyebrows up a little higher. Now it just looks messy. I'm dirty. I'm a dirty boy. Get out of here, hair. Nobody asked for you. Morgan Moore on it. Did not help that my team's other characters are weapon locked. Long story. My DM kept having to delay games, so all the repayment went to him. Otherwise, he may not be as strong. Interesting. It is always funny when you have a game that kind of spans different groups, and you have like one person who's in all the campaigns. And they just get like really, really powerful. I've had that happen a few times. This should be up, and then this should be peaked. That's what I'm doing wrong. Confusing myself because he's looking off to the side. And then this should be flat and up. Maybe slick back hair? Oh, wow, that changes the character, doesn't it? Oh, hello. That's a thing. That's a thing we just did. Come back to that. That's tough, man. Homebrew is pretty hard to get right. I hope it works out for you. The characters and the classes sound cool. I agree, Joseph. I think it's really good to talk to your DM to kind of figure that stuff out, and have to be okay with saying like, you know, this isn't working. Let's change something. Let's try something a little different. Okay, you know, so we've got some cool stuff going on here. So this is usually where I would kind of take a break, kind of think about what I'm doing, think what I like, look at what I don't like. I think the belt is probably the weakest part right now because it's just a random belt on this guy. I do like this concept of it kind of like bleeding through, but maybe these should be a little bigger, the sides, and we should incorporate them a little more into the design. Like, instead of having a regular belt, maybe we can do like a drop sash here, put an actual belt in there. That way he has a sword belt. Ooh, I kind of like that. We'll do, instead of doing that, because he's got the bag, so he doesn't really have to have like a lot of belt space. We can do like a cross sash to this piece, and then that will also cross over to the other one. So he's got like a, so like these two things are just kind of strapped there. So instead of a belt, he's just got like two leather straps that are kind of holding everything together. That's not too bad. Then we can still have the leather buckling a little. We can figure that out, that connection, here in a bit. Make the hair go swoosh like one of the girls of the half French. What? Are we talking like Sailor Moon style, where it's like this? Could do like a big whoosh. That's not bad. I like that. Yeah, let's go with that. We'll go with that for right now. I do need to actually bring this down, though, because we are running out of space. A little Fabio action going on. What is this? What was I drawing? Oh, that's the hair. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll go like that. Get some crazy hair curve in there. Ah, yes. So beautiful. So beautiful. Half French, half elf. Okay, gotcha. Hold on, we gotta do one curl. There's gotta be one curl right here. There we go. All right. Back to whatever I was doing over here. I do like this kind of banded look. Check out my fingers. Yeah, I'm not sure how this tattoo scar thing is going to work. I'm going to have to spend some time thinking about that one. I'm probably going to turn that off for the moment. Whoop, wrong thing. Get out of here. Watch me completely forget about that and turn that in. Oh, yeah, by the way, the hair's weird. Don't really know what happened. Got away from me a little bit. Kind of like this little stitched leather look. We can just put that down there. Maybe instead of that, we have like an actual, like a big buckle. When in doubt, add belts. When in doubt, add belts. That's how the Matrix got off the ground. They're like, what do we do? I don't know, just add a bunch of belts. What if he's like computer Jesus? Yeah, that could work. Just give him some belts. It'll be fine. Belts and sweet shoes that I never owned but wanted so badly. Am I the only one that wanted to buy those sweet combat boots from the Matrix? What do you usually look for when making something majestic? I try to make it look as much like a unicorn as I can. That's what I think when I think majestic. It's like, all right. If this had a giant horn on its head, what would it look like? Probably going to put some kind of detail in here. Something like that. Go for that for now. probably have... I'm a big fan of knee-high boots for adventurers. So we'll do that. Let's clean this up. So this is going to be the same thing over here. Going to have a buckle. And this can be cleaned up a little bit more. I think that looks pretty good. Same thing, we'll just extend this out. Have that come up. And we can add the same detail on that one. There is this loop here, which I'm not showing off very well, so I think it might actually go like that instead of having that there. And this can just continue onward like that, and then that will have some trim to it as well, just to give it a little bit of detail, a little bit of detail work. I might actually make this have buttons. That could be interesting if we gave this like a leather, whatever this is called. You know, we're getting somewhere. I'm pretty happy with this. The most majestic creature out there is the majestic sea flap flap, though. I don't know if I want to type sea flap flap into Google. That sounds dangerous. If it had a giant horn on its head, it would look like a tiefling. Hey, you know, that's interesting. We could make it. Could make a. Half elves look like unicorns, right? Ba ba da 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 da. Then again, we could just make it a tiefling. I know you requested a half elf. I decided that was wrong. And now you got your Una elf. Yep. One majestic Una elf right there. Get these leather pants going. Da, 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 da. Reinforced knees, because that's what leather pants are for. Manta rays. Pretty majestic. Yeah, we could give him a big like manta ray cloak. That does look pretty majestic, actually. I like that. That's not bad. Oh, you know what? That's what this should be. We should just make the loot like a manta ray, right? So we just got to do one of these things. And then like that. Doop. I'm gonna start over. I'm gonna cheat. Because I'm a big cheater. I'm gonna utilize my access to technology. There we go. That's the loot. That's the loot right there. We done did it. I'm going to label that loot. And I'm going to hide it from myself so I don't remember. And maybe we'll come back later. We'll be like, bam! Manta ray loot. That would be pretty great. Okay, so we got some cross lines and some just mess. Whatever this is. It's a whole bunch of mess. Whoa, I'm on the wrong layer. This is the downside to not making multiple layers, is that we do have all this mess. But that's what the eraser is for, and sometimes we find some cool things hidden among those layers, so that's kind of why I like it. Am I hissing a lot today? What's going on there? Blip, blip, blip. I need to do my stretches so I'm not leaning over, hurting my back, drawing too much. Oh, you look really tired. What happened? Oh, you know, I was drawing and I hurt myself. Now I can't get out of bed. Did you hear? Rookzer0 broke his back. Oh no, what happened? He's just drawn real hard. He's just trying way too hard. He snapped. No, like literally, he just like, it's a big crack. Couldn't get out of bed for a week. I'm actually really surprised about my talking ability. First day after I did the first live stream, I was like, oh man, I'm gonna lose my voice doing this all the time. And now, no, I don't know. You pick it up pretty quick. I say as my voice, I feel like, is slowly going away. But I feel like I'm gonna be all right. I feel like we're going okay. We're doing good. We're gonna keep going. Like a pretzel. Exactly. I'm gonna look like a pastry by the end of the week. Da, 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 da. I have the shirt here, and the shirt's kind of like, it's leather and it's untucked. Maybe it's not. Maybe that is the actual shirt. Maybe that's the brown shirt, and the leather should be something more like this that is attached. You can do something to like this effect. Actually give it some... But why is it just attached on one side? Like, if I did that on both sides, I feel like that would look a little weird. So I think we're going to keep it how it was. I still have the symmetry turned on. I hope that's not... Symmetry off. I've just been drawing all of that stuff into space. Let's see what's over there. No, we're good. Okay. You said, okay, Andreas, what do we have here? Rookzer0, that's me. You said, I should, you should, put the potato golem story in the character builds, right? Yes, the character builds is a great way to do it. If you want to talk about like the whole campaign, like if you want to, it's an ongoing story, you can put that in the D&D recap. But if you want to actually talk about the homebrew workshop, you can drop it there. That would be really cool. So yeah, D&D recap or homebrew if you just want to like tell a quick story about something. I think those are two great spots. Okay, so we got this rapier here. That should be underneath the bag. So that might need to be in front of the hand, I think. I think that hand might be a little big too. We'll do that. I think that'll look good. And I think this needs to get shortened a little bit because we're looking at it from the side. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of whatever's happening right here. I think this needs to be extended. I think that might be what's wrong because it is like almost like a blacksmith apron in my mind. And then we can probably follow that up with some texture detail. That might help. And just let that kind of be. Maybe we'll give it some distinction. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. That's not bad though. And it might even be that we just need to put another belt in there, like something holding these two together. Like maybe we get rid of this overlap. We really let these things be what they are, which is just kind of strapped on leather bits. We do that, and then we can bridge them with another belt. When in doubt, add a belt. Well, that's a horrible, horrible buckle, but I like the idea. I like that we're going that direction. So let's. Oh, yep, we're gonna get weird. We're gonna curve stuff. So that needs to do that. think we need to do like that. Let's see how that's going. No, that's bad. That's bad too. That's the exact same thing I just drew. Does that look right? Like, is that okay? What's going on here? So center line is like right here. Oh, that's why this is like way pulled over. Okay. Yeah, maybe that's okay. Maybe we can do something with that. Maybe we should bring this in. Instead of a belt, we'll just do some buckles. We'll just straight up do some buckles, yo. Bring this all the way forward. Have this come down, and then yeah. I dig that. I like that. I like that a lot. And then we can just have some strapping like right here. Whip, whip, whip. Another one right here. How's that look? It's looking all right. I think we're going to do some more cheating, though. I'm going to liquefy this whole layer. It's in D&D recap. Sweet. I'll take a look at that here in a bit. I'm just going to shift this. I'm going to shift this whole thing over because I want it to be a little curvier. Yeah, that looks good. Boom. Photoshop. Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. And then down here, I will continue that, like... I still think that was pretty cool. Kind of like that. I might even just do the tabard all the way down. That might be the better way to do it. Instead of this, we'll come back up here. We'll play with the leather a bit. Then I'm just going to do this. So I think that looks cool. And I love these. Oh, there's a word for it. It's not a tabard. It's a I'll look it up. But I like them. Spacula? Is that it? It's like a waist tabard. But I dig it. Oh man, yeah, that's great. Boom, done. Great. We're going places. Thank you, David. I do enjoy active problem solving. It's one of my things that I would love to put on resumes that people don't want to read about. You know, I'm real good at working at stuff. That's wrong. There we go. That's better. And then that would be straight down. And then that would be that way. And then this would do that. I'll have to come back in here and fiddle with all of this. All these lines and things and drapery. But we're getting somewhere, and I'm pretty happy with what we're doing. That's why it's important to know what's underneath. Like whenever you're drawing something, make sure you know what is behind, what's inside of what you're doing. There we go. That's looking good. You can even give that some more detail. Maybe give this a bigger strap. There's a lot going on right here. That's going to be something I'm going to have to clean up. Really make that pop out. Oh boy. You've been drawing books for 2 days now. Sai, I have to applaud your ability to just designate time for that. That's so great. Something I really have to work on, be able to push into larger pieces. Scatterbard. Skeet scat doodle bop bop. That could be a lot of fun, actually. I wanted to play a bard who basically like was an orator just talked through most things and like buffed the party. And I'm like, that's actually just a cleric, just like giving someone motivation or divine favor, praying for them. This hand is really boring. I'm gonna have to figure something else out for this hand, because otherwise, right now he's just like, I got this sweet armor. Check out my fingers. Check out my fingies. Check out my fingies. That might be the same with these boots, but we'll have to figure that out. Nice dress boots, huh? I don't know what that means. We're gonna have to do some research. And I think that might be where we pick up tomorrow. I think this is a good stopping point. It's almost 5 o'clock. Thanks for hanging out today. We did a little bit of a long shot today. Whoa there. Boof. There we go. Yeah, this is definitely in a good spot. I will do some more research, get some more images tomorrow for references, and then we will keep jamming on. That's, yeah, jam on, whatever. We'll make it work. Mosh pit bard, metal bard would be really cool. So we'll try this manta ray thing, the hair, and there we go. Yeah, it's going to be great. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. And we will catch you tomorrow for the live stream. Can't even talk anymore today. Remember to keep your dice on the table. That's the important part. Otherwise, everyone thinks you're cheating. And other things. I don't know. Laters.